big news of the week: midterm elections.
Midterm elections.
Yeah.
How did we do? Did you vote?
I went. Yeah, I did vote.
Good for you.
Yeah, well,
that's good. Clap.
Wait, no. Listen, I voted because my mother cursed me out at the idea of not voting.
Why? Because let me get this right.
Yeah.
Your ancestors died so you can vote.
Yes.
Right?
That's exactly what she said. And every counter argument I had to that, she was just getting more and more angry. And I know my mom, so when I know when to stop.
So you didn't want to push it?
Yeah, I was just kind of, all right, cool. I'm gonna go.
You just gonna go?
Showed her my sticker. You know, I voted sticker.
You got your participation sticker?
Yeah, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, let me just go.
Walked out all proud and shit, right? Yeah.
But I guess as a whole, Democrats pulled it out. I guess they got the House back.
Okay, so that means now they can move on Trump,
right?
On some other things that they couldn't move on before. Okay.
And what I thought was interesting was
shout out, Let's Get Free. Appreciate the love.
Appreciate it. What I found was interesting, a lot of the races that were publicized, the one Beto, the one that LeBron was getting behind, the one that Oprah and Beyonce and them was getting behind, Abrams, all of them lost.
They lost. Yeah, they lost.
Yeah.
And she lost, and it's a tight race.
They're actually going to do a recount.
They're going to do a recount
December 4th.
Because this guy Kemp is a shady dude.
Yeah, he was actually in charge of the recount, Bob, the Bush brother. That
yeah. So you already know.
Yeah.
He was down with the Bush boys, so their numbers are always funny.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's my thing on the voting in general.
Okay.
I want to stress this because I put something in the group chat. If you voted, great. If you did not vote, great.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people thought, well, you playing the fence. No. It's levels to this. If you feel that voting is a part of the freeing you process, then I think you should participate in that. You know what I mean? You should participate in your freedom, or what you perceive to be as your freedom, right? If you did not vote because you feel you're connected to this on a whole other level, it has nothing to do with actually voting, voting for the people who oppressed you in the first place, right? And you have your reason, then that's great too. We have to get out of this mindset that it's right or wrong. It can be right and wrong depending on where you vibrating from. You know what I mean? Yeah. And don't tell me I should vote because my ancestors they died so I can vote. My ancestors didn't die so they can vote. They died for their freedom. And they thought voting would lead to their freedom, and it hasn't. My ancestors also died to keep their traditions, their African spiritual traditions, as opposed to Christianity, but I don't hear nobody advocating for that. My ancestors died so that they can own their own businesses, and as of 1865, we own 1/2% in this country, and today we own 1/2%. So obviously, you got to get in where you fit in, but personally, I don't give a fuck. Clap that up. My life is not based on your opinion on how you see reality. Yeah. That's why I don't go in on people's religion. I don't spend time going on your politics. That's you. That's your world. We live in a multiverse, right? And you might be vibrating in universe A, and this is the way it's done, and I might be in universe B, but they're all connected on a string. You know what I mean? Yeah. So for people to get offended like you didn't vote, no, nigga, I didn't. And yet here we all are. Those who voted and those who did not. We still occupy the same time and space. So if you voted, got your participation sticker, you came out all proud.
Yeah, people are snapping on Instagram.
Yeah, that's good for you. You know what I mean? If you didn't, because you understand things on a different level, not a greater level, just a different level, then so be it. You know what I mean? We have to get out of this, aspect that, you know what I'm saying?
First of all, the saying that your ancestor died for the right to vote, so you should vote.
Jermaine Collins, thank you so much.
Always.
Appreciate it.
So to say that they died for the right to vote, so you should vote, the right to vote and actually voting is different. So the right to vote is to say I can if I want.
Right.
But I don't want to.
And not only that, remember, back then their mindset was of the fact that they really thought the vote would free them.
Right.
Not because, and let me make this point. If this was based on morality, if the politicians were moral beings, that would make sense. But we don't live in a moral reality. Everybody is corrupt. Police officers, if they were on a moral basis and you did a crime and they'd arrested you and that was that and they kept it moving, I would have no problem with police officers, right? But they're corrupt. The judges are corrupt because they got to fill these prisons so that they can get, you know what I'm saying, those kickbacks, and the 13th Amendment can be put on hold so that slave labor can continue to move on. Even the prison correction officers, corrupt. How the hell are the drugs getting in the prisons? And it goes on and on, all the way up to the politicians, senators. Everything in this country is corrupt. So therefore, me expecting a vote, just my humble opinion, to lead to my freedom.
Oh, shout out to Tabitha West.
Tabitha West, you getting a foot massage as soon as I see you. I don't care where in the country I see you. Just be like, hey doc, this is Tabitha West. I'm gonna get down on one knee. I'm just gonna start working them bunions. Appreciate the love.
For real.
Appreciate that support. So you understand my point? We do not live in a moral, because if we did, then sure, the vote would say, I can vote you out of power, but it just doesn't work that way. And now it's leading to other things because the history of voting has not led to what we expected it to do, and they keep selling hope. Hope is the greatest commodity. That shit is the greatest commodity going. Hope. I hope we get freedom. I hope this is not a Ponzi scam. I hope inside that box is a real iPhone that I paid $30 for. Hope is like crack on a whole other level, right? Obama 10 years ago, right? I told you when I got a little misty eye, I started crying. I had the bottle because he said, change has come to America. And for about 45 seconds, I believed that shit. I was like, you know what? This is some real shit going on. Change has come. And then I took a mental snapshot of the neighborhood. I said, because this ain't going to be like this.
Not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. Because hope and change has come. And 10 years later, it's worse. So, you know, hope is that shit, son. So, and people selling you all kind of shit, they basically selling you hope, you know? I can give you this and you can lose that 50 pounds, man, I hope. You know what I mean? Or I can get rich quick and I hope, you know? And hope is... Damn. And
then and a lot of people, my thing with voting, right? Especially if you don't want to vote, if you're not educated on the issues,
gangster. She made your ass get up and vote. That's a gangster shit. You was trying to hit her with logic and shit, and she was like, "Boy, if you don't get your ass down into them polls." There's Malcolm with his hat on and shit, sticker and shit, trying to be undercover so the people at Urban X don't know it's him. Casting the vote. Anyway,
put that in. But I think so. People talk about not voting, right? I think voting for somebody for issues you don't understand is damn near.
It's like not voting.
It's like not voting.
So 99% of the people you ask them, what were the policies that made you vote for that person?
They went to vote because Diddy threw a concert.
Yeah, right.
That's all they gotta do for black people. We gotta throw a concert. That's say vote or die.
I don't even ask people, family and friends, because I don't want to put them under that kind of pressure. Like, what were the policies of so-and-so? What do you mean? What was the policy? Why would you? I voted Democrat. You know how it is. We got to get Trump out. And that's all that mattered because they're going to sell hope on a whole nother level.
Oh, he was wilding.
Oh, you mean?
Yeah, so like we said, Trump was wilding afterwards. He had a press conference the next day. And it was like it was incredible. It was incredible to watch.
When he stepped away from the podium,
I thought he was going to snuff
on Ortiz. Whatever, what's his name, Jim Ortiz or whatever.
The dude from CNN.
I thought he was going to give him the business because he kept saying, "Yo, son, I need you to pipe that down." And then he raised, "Yo, son, I'm gonna tell you one more time, son, on everything I love." I thought he was gonna get real, like on everything I love, son. And then he stepped away from the podium, like he was ready to two-piece. I said, "Yo, Trump is crazy."
And then he named all the
B son, my man, I love you, King. Appreciate the support.
He gave he named out all the Republicans that lost and said he wasn't cool.
Oh, he snuffed his own team.
He was like he ain't wanted to be down. So
look what happened.
Look what happened. He ain't bend the knee. That's a Game of Thrones reference.
Yeah, that's a Game of Thrones reference.
He ain't want to bend the knee. So that's what happened. He lost. He lost by a lot too.
Yo, I have to admit this. I'm starting to like Trump. I'm starting to like Trump, man. I'm starting to like because it's hip hop. It's anti-everything. It's anti-establishment.
No, it's being a president in real time.
In real time, not prepared.
Yeah.
See, Obama was real buttoned up. And,
he was clean. So I saw a comic say like, basically he said, yo, Obama killed a lot of people. He bombed a lot of people.
He did.
But he did it like a president. Like he whispered in somebody's ear.
Said, yo, get that candle.
And he said that was it. You ain't hear about it. He said Trump tweets about it right after.
Real time, yo. See that dude in Afghanistan? He's no more. He was there. He's gone.
He said he did it like a president. You know what I'm saying? So
Trump was like,
what else he do? First, he fired Jeff Sessions, so he made him resign.
Yeah.
But he basically fired him because Jeff Sessions recused himself from the Mueller investigation,
right,
which would have protected Trump. So that kind of pissed him off. He didn't want to do it prior to the election.
Right, he wanted to wait until after.
They'd have probably lost a lot more.
Right, they would have lost a lot more if he had done it. So he waited right after and backed him. And now the guy, his guy's coming in was Sullivan. What's his name? The guy who's coming in is more of he's against Mueller.
So he's against Mueller, and then he was actually on CNN talking about what Sessions should do. He goes, yo, all you have to do, he didn't say I would fire him off right. He said all you have to do is drain his budget to the point he actually can't perform this investigation.
Absolutely.
So that's what he would do, which is gangster as well.
It's gangster. Now hearing Pelosi might pardon Trump from any charges. That's what I'm hearing in the grapevine.
Why would she do that?
I don't know. Some backdoor deals. This is all about backdoor deals, man. So this is why I don't play this game of politics, because it's politricks. You know what I mean? It's a lot really going on with this and backdoor deals and this and that. But your man Trump, this is just really abnormal shit. You know what I mean?
I'm kind of like, what's crazy? Like the first 2 years, he was in control of everything, right? He had the House, he had the Senate, everything is, and he's a Republican, so everything is all him.
Right.
Now that he's like losing, quote unquote, on it, like I expect more erratic behavior from him.
Well, let's see how it's going, because now that the Democrats have the House back,
he flat out said, he goes, yo, they might as well get along with me, because if stuff goes wrong, I'm just gonna say it's the Democrats' fault.
Absolutely,
which was
absolute gangster. This is gangster. And remember, you're not dealing with a politician, and this is where people are going wrong. You are dealing with a businessman. That's it. All he knows is business, and he's not that great of a businessman to begin with, but he's a businessman. So instead of seeing things from a political view on how to be politically correct, he's just like, nah, son, nah. And there's a lot of code words going on out here. When he's saying drain the swamp, he talking about all them pedophiles and all that shit that's going on in Washington that nobody speaks about. When he's talking fake news, he's actually telling the truth. We've been saying it's been fake news for years, and now he's just coming out directly and saying fake news, drain the swamp, and it's another term he mentions, and those is code for I'm going to clean all this up. So when we start looking at factions of white people, because we think it's white against black, it's rich against poor.
Yeah.
Right? And for the most part, it's rich against poor. And then there are rich fighting other rich people for power that we don't get a chance to really understand or get a sneak behind that curtain of what's really going on. We're just getting the residual effects and trying to process it with our small minds and make sense of it. You know what I mean? So keep your eye on Sessions, because now Mueller might pull him in and be like, yo, you want to talk now? You know what I mean? But there's certain things he can't say because he didn't say it before, and if he brings it out now, it'll look a little weird, but there are ways around that. Wasn't this the dude standing behind the curtain in the White House, and Trump was... Is he the one? Somebody was behind the curtain just like...
and the guy's name is Matt Whitaker.
Whitaker, okay. Whitaker's the guy.
Who's replacing him.
Who's replacing him.
Yeah, and they said like it's a 0% chance he's going to recuse himself from that.
Nah, he's going full steam ahead. And
but here's the thing, because the Democrats have the House now, right?
Yeah.
The main problem, a lot of people, the main problem we couldn't like go after Trump because like they were shut down all investigation because they didn't have the rights to do so. So now, do you try to impeach him, or do you let the investigation go for as long as it can?
I'm not sure he's going to make a second term in any capacity.
No, I'm talking. I don't think. Me neither.
Right.
I don't think so either.
I'm not sure if you let him live out this term. Because if you, when the last time we impeached the president? Nixon?
Yes,
exactly. Now, the last time I impeached the president was, ladies and gentlemen, we have the honey drifters in the house tonight. That was impeach the president. That was one of the break beats. Clap that up for hip hop. For hip hop.
Okay.
I do it for hip hop. Yeah. But yeah, it had to be Nixon with the Watergate situations, right? So I'm not sure you can impeach Trump because he keeps saying shit like, if y'all keep fucking with me, shit can be going on in this country. And he mean that because he has, hillbillies everywhere ready to fire off. You know what I mean? And if they think something is happening to their boy, things could get crazy. So he's shielding himself with the very, shit that he's supposed to be dismissing. Nazis and rhetoric. Oh, yeah. And didn't he say some wild shit like, there are bad people everywhere. The Nazis... Some of them are bad, and some of these
fine people.
Fine people. Yeah. I was like, this is some gangster shit. You know what I mean? I'm starting to like them. You
know how he how he fired Sessions? He took his replacement. It was already typed letter of resignation. His replacement went to Sessions and said, "Sign it."
Wow.
Didn't call him over the phone.
Didn't say, "Yo, bro, thank you for everything you did." He just was like, "You out of here."
Sign it.
That's some gangster shit.
Yeah.